Conspiracies? Are they cover-ups? Or are they just plain lies? That's what we're talking about today with my guest, about some big news stories that all of us pretty much have been gripped to the screen, talking about, looking at. So far, we have talked about the Olympic Park bombing in Atlanta that left 2 dead and over 100 people injured. We also talked about the Oklahoma City bombing that claimed the lives of 168 people. We are now asking the question, what caused the explosion of TWA Flight 800? An explosion off the coast of Long Island, New York last July that killed all 230 people on board. Was it a missile, as many people question, or was it a major malfunction? What do you think? Victoria, I'm going to throw that to you.
Well, the scariest scenario, and we may not actually think this, is not a missile, but it's a major malfunction. Because if it is a major malfunction and we're not being told about that, then every one of us who gets on a plane has a reason to be scared. That's very frightening. But the possibility of it being a missile has sort of been reinforced. Several airline pilots for different airlines who've had flights taking off at the same time of night from JFK have reported seeing a light streaking through the sky. Now, what the heck is that? We don't know. Is it somebody practicing with missiles? Is it the Army? We have no idea what it is. Who was asked questions at the time? Some people in the FBI seem to have done a really thorough investigation of this. And yet again, how can we trust the FBI at this point when their crime lab has now fallen into total disrepute to the extent that the Oklahoma bombing trial may even be jeopardized? The FBI declared that the JonBenet Ramsey murder was definitely not a kidnapping and left. And now they seem to be re-looking at that.
That's the thing that Michael was bringing up before the break.
They screwed up Waco.
But I have to say,
who do we trust? Who do we believe to do our
FBI,
investigations?
We've got to give them a little bit of credit, though.
I'm giving them a little bit of credit.
In the TWA,
About that a very little bit of credit.
in TWA,
Most of the credit goes to Dana, Scully, and Fox Mulder, the 2 X-Files experts.
With the TWA investigation, at least they haven't moved to dismiss it as quickly. The missile scenario and the other scenarios as other agents of the government.
On CNN with the officials from the Army saying it couldn't have been them. When we have a lot of people who were out in fishing boats saying they saw a missile going through the sky.
Then they had radar tracks. The FBI continuing to look at that as a possibility. That's all I'm saying.
Rolonda, if you remember the night of the news,
Wait, I can't hear everybody at one time.
all of the witnesses that they talked to, all different disparate witnesses from all over said they saw a streak go up, and then they saw a fireball come down, and then suddenly we never heard that. If you look at you all saw the news. Remember that when they said.
And there have been many people on Long Island saying, why haven't we been questioned
One at a time,
again?
please, from the stage.
Many people on Long Island are saying, why have we not been questioned again about what we saw? They want to talk.
And who's going to tell us the truth? Our government, the Army, the FBI, they're all together. They're all going to say that they didn't do it. So how are we going to find out the truth?
This would require thousands of people in the government bureaucracy to be involved in this conspiracy to hush, hush, mush, mush. Do you know, with tabloid journalists out there putting money under their nose like smelling salts, all it would take is one person to want to write a book. They'd be a mega millionaire. They'd be on every talk show. They'd be on Larry King Live. Are you kidding? They would come forward with the truth lickety-split. It's so easy to blame our government and say thousands of hard-working, caring men and women are trying to cover up the facts because it gives us a vicarious thrill. Give them the benefit of the doubt and stop blaming thousands of people who dedicated their lives to protecting life and liberty and the freedom of men and women.
Nobody is blaming thousands of people. We're not blaming thousands of people here. Nobody believes that your average government worker is involved in the cover-up. The other thing that I think we should have hope for is, do we really believe that the government is frankly competent enough to engage in this kind of cover-up? Or do we have more faith in their incompetence?
Let's continue this. I've got to take a quick commercial break. We'll continue this discussion. Also, when we come back, there are an awful lot of rumors that encircle the African-American community, particularly about AIDS, about crack. Where did they start? And who really does believe in them? And how do we expose them? And some of you may be surprised to find out what they are. We'll talk about it after this.
First of all, I know that crack has to be for the inner city. For one, it's cheap. It's only $5. Anybody can get it. Cocaine is expensive. That's the white person's drug. That's something that they have to afford. They work hard and they get what they can. But crack is definitely for the inner city because it's really cheap, quick to get. You can get it anywhere.